Thanks again for coming out today and just wrapping up the Kent game. What I said after the game, post-game, I think all those things after watching the film were accurate. I think our defense, really played pretty well. The longest touchdown drive we gave up was 42 yards. Unfortunately, we gave up two big plays that really hurt us. But I think we've made some improvement on defense, and we just got to continue to do that. And then offensively, we struggled. There's no other way of putting it. We were struggling, and then once Ben Boychuk got hurt, it was really, again, credit to Kent. Kent has a good defensive front. Their blitz packages were tough for us to pick up. And again, at times they overwhelmed us, at times physically and at times with scheme. And we're in a position now that we just got to work hard and get better. We have a number of seniors that have 4 games left to play in their career, and we certainly want to send them out the right way. So you have a short-term goal of making sure that happens, and then you certainly have the long-term goal of building the program and trying to create some positive momentum as we head into the future here. This week at Central Michigan, obviously they're a team that's not having the season and the success that they're used to, similar to us. I think their reasons might be a little bit different, but I think they're a very talented football team that has a young quarterback. The turnover margin has really hurt them. They played Temple very tough. They played Northwestern very tough. They've lost a couple of close games, and they're it's two teams that really need a win to get some momentum back and try to kind of save a season here.
Coach, you talked about 4 games left, obviously bowl ineligible. Again, if you could just talk about maybe what there is to play for here finishing out the season.
Well, I mean, whether you're an undefeated team or a team that's struggling, it's always a one-week season. All you can do from week to week is win the game that week. And the feeling in the locker room after you win is a great feeling, no matter what your record is. So, you're true. The reality of we're not going to win the MAC this year. We're not going to go to a bowl game. But we have 15 seniors that have 4 games left of football in their career. These are guys that throughout their career have had decent success here, and we want to send them out the right way. And I told them that we're not going to make any personnel decisions to build for the future. We want to win the next 4 games. We're not taking seniors out and playing freshmen and sophomores to do something for 2011. 2011 will be here when it's here. So we want to send them out the right way, and we're working just as hard to put game plans together and just as hard in practice, and stay with our process.
For you personally, obviously you're a guy who's had a lot of success in your career. How tough has this year been for you personally?
These years are always tough. I mean, every year you put a lot of work into it, put a lot of time into it, and certain years are more challenging than others. And when you put that much into it, and you don't have success and you don't win games, it's certainly a challenge, but it's part of the profession. Is that our obligation is to the players and the student athletes in the program. The commitment we made at the beginning of the season, to do the best job we could for them in the program. That commitment doesn't change, and the work ethic doesn't change. And again, we're still in the process of building something here. And I told these seniors that I want them to help. It never stops. That process never stops. And we want to get some momentum going this year, not just for them, but to help build to the future. But every week that you don't win, it's frustrating and it's a challenge. But again, you don't get into this profession with the guarantee you're going to win every year and every game. And it comes with the territory. Yeah, I do not think we're going to have Ben this week. Right now, he did not practice yesterday. I don't think he's going to practice today. I'd say that he's doubtful. can play, and that has been that's been a challenge all year. Offensive line is a position that I think continuity and consistency and guys playing next to each other is extremely important. And we have not had that all year. It's been a different lineup almost on a weekly basis. I'm not sure if we've started the same offensive line 2 or 3 weeks in a row all year. And certainly losing Ben, he's the glue. He's the center. He's the guy that has the most experience. He makes all the line calls, and he's a tough guy to replace. But again, it happens, and we got Scott Lewis working in there this week, and it's good to get him back. I think he'll help us a lot.
They're trying to replace Dan Lefevre, obviously big hole. Ryan Ratcliffe, what have you seen from him so far?
Well, I think like with a lot of young quarterbacks, he's obviously very, very talented. And, when you evaluate quarterbacks physically, are they athletic enough to make people miss? Can they buy time for themselves? Can they make every throw? Can they throw the field comeback? Can they throw the seam? Can they throw the shallow cross? There's a whole checklist of throws and athletic attributes a good quarterback can do, and he can do all of them. But he's a first-year starter, and there's a learning curve when you go through that. And I think he's going through it. And when he looks good, he looks really good. He's just thrown a number of interceptions that I think have hurt them. And but I don't think that's unexpected with a first-year starter and quarterback. We're living through that a little bit here too.
Where you work through, Dave, some of the other injuries, where's Willie Jeter stand for starters?
Willie practiced part of the day yesterday. He didn't go the whole practice, but we're hoping and optimistic we're going to have him.
How about in the defensive backfield, Truss and Morgan?
I don't think we'll have those guys. We definitely won't have Truss. Keith Morgan, I'd say, is very doubtful. Eugene Cooper, I hope we have him back. That would certainly help. Blake Walker will still be out.
Ty Prani, he's back, right?
He's back. I don't, I wouldn't say last week he was 100%.
Sure.
I don't think he played at the level he's capable of. But he certainly didn't make it worse, and I hope we'll have him at a higher level, which we need to. Tyler Beck is probably questionable. He's missed the last 2 weeks. So it's it's a long list, and it changes daily. So, but I think getting Prani healthy and full speed will help us. Certainly having Scott Lewis back in the mix at the offensive line helps us. So we lost some guys, but we're gaining some guys.
What was Morgan's injury?
He had a concussion.
Huh.
And for obvious reasons, we're being very cautious with that.
And Beck?
He's had a hamstring issue the past 3 weeks. So he again, at Temple, he did not play much. He just played PAT field goal. He didn't play at all last week, and practiced a little bit yesterday. And that becomes an issue because with Zach Ackenberg out, he was Zach's backup, and so we haven't had him available the last 2 weeks, and it would be really helpful to get him back because obviously some of your run game stuff with a fullback, Tyler would be that guy at the point of attack, and so hopefully if we can get him, even if it's on a limited basis, I think would really help us.
Is the PAT competition still open this week?
No, Kyle Burkhart's going to handle the PAT field goals, and Brian Wright will continue to handle punts and kickoffs.